I'm here at the Triple G Lemieux press conference with the real star of the show, Brian Viloria, the Hawaiian Punch. Listen, man, you are going to be facing Chocolatito Gonzalez. Now, he's been getting a lot of attention lately, starting to be put on that pound-for-pound list. Somebody put him up #2 even. Talk to me about getting the news that Chocolatito was going to be your next opponent.
Oh, I was ecstatic. I was ecstatic when my manager, Gary Gilson, called me and told me, you know what, lace up, October 17, you're going against Chocolatito. I'm like, finally. That was finally. It was something we wanted for the last couple of years, and finally, it's going to happen, and I can't wait. I'm excited.
You've been in the sport for so long and done so much, some quietly and some in the spotlight. You've had ups and downs, but at a moment like this, it didn't seem like it would come. It was even a discussion that Chocolatito and his camp didn't want anything to do with you. Can you talk to me about how you got from that point to actually getting the fight and what it was like trying to chase this fight and get it signed?
It was like eating nails. It was just a lot of waiting, a lot of just training and fighting from one fight to the other, fighting very discreet fights that nobody knew about, and just keeping myself. I think it was a lot more trying to keep myself in fight shape and busy as much as possible until something would happen like this. And I just got off a fight 3 weeks ago, and in that fight I was hoping that I wasn't gonna get cut because this fight was gonna happen. And so it was a lot of waiting for me. Like I've said, it's been a couple years that I've wanted. It was either a rematch against Estrada or a fight against Chocolatito, and this one came first. And like I said, I'm very excited and I can't wait.
Even taking that fight 3 weeks ago, you stopped the guy, I believe, was it second, third round? First round. That gave him twice, 3 times as much credit than he deserves. First round knockout. You take chances. Like you said, even taking that fight was a chance that you could get cut or something. So you're a guy that in the ring takes chances and goes for the win. When facing someone as talented as Chocolatito, which he absolutely is, what kind of strategy do you go in with? Are you just going, if you'll excuse the term, balls to the walls, in there for a war, or how are you looking at this fight matchup-wise?
We got to go in there smart. Looking at this fight, playing to his weaknesses, just get myself in shape. Just trying to tighten up on my weaknesses, getting myself in fight shape, going 12 rounds, at 110%. And for me, I'm just play smart, pick the right times to throw shots, land shots, and perhaps maybe a couple rounds here and there, go balls to the wall. Figure out what's gonna happen, and we're just gonna try to figure out during the fight and see where I need to switch up, different tactics if I have to do this or I have to do that, and we're gonna figure it out during that fight.
Neither one of you guys are spring chickens, right? So a fight like this is a crowning achievement. If this fight goes the way you hope it does, where do you see this as a plot point in your career? Is this like a grand finale? Are we in the middle of the story? Like, where do you see this in the trajectory of where you're going?
In any great movie, you would want this to be the grand finale. But I got a lot left in the tank, Regardless of how this fight's going to go, I think I'll be fighting a couple more years, and then we'll see. We'll talk about that grand finale after that. But this has got to be the biggest fight of my career. I'm not going to overlook this fight for anything. This is it. This is what I've been training for from the start of my career. This is the point that I wanted to get to from day one. And I'm here. It's almost here. October 17. Madison Square Garden, HBO pay-per-view. You can't get much bigger than that in this sport. This is like the Super Bowl, So a win now is going to put me right back up to where I think, I believe I deserve to be, and something that I've fallen off from a couple years ago, and I'll be back on there, and hopefully, when all said and done, I'll be looked at as one of the greatest fighters in this division.
No matter what happens, I believe that's going to be the case. Neither one of you, being Chocolatito or yourself, are new to the spotlight. Your trainer, Freddie Roach, is the most celebrated trainer in boxing. When you look at this fight, both having had the experiences that you've had and being as good as you are, where's the edge? I mean, I'm not expecting you to give me your whole game plan, but when you sit down with Freddie or even Marvin and look at this fight, what do you guys say, you know what? This is where we can make a difference. This is the little inches, game of inches where we can win.
I think what's going to be important in this fight is that adapting. Who can adapt better to which style, and who can change it up. and who has the ability to change it up. If they're in trouble, if they have to press for them to win the fight, who's going to do that a lot better? You know, like you said, we're both not new to the sport. I've been in the sport as a pro for 15 years. Been starting since I was 5. So there's not much right now that you could really teach us, but I think where the factor lies in is who could adapt to what style the best, and that come that night on October.
I'm excited about that fight. The fans are excited about that fight. I know you are as well. So congratulations on getting the fight, and the fans will win no matter what when Brian, the Hawaiian Punch Viloria, is in the ring. Radio Raheem with Brian Viloria.